Yes, we're on. Hey guys, this is Rio Maki and welcome to my show or channel or mga video podcast natin. And something first time we are in the car. O, diba? Para kakaiba naman, we should try something new. We tried to do this earlier, pero gagawin natin to kahit padilim na, push pa natin to. Today is very special. She's very new to my circle of friends. Na-meet ko lang siya sa karaoke place dahil siya ay magaling kumanta. Mahiling kumanta-kanta. Pero today our topic is working abroad, like OFW kind of story. Yes. So, huwag natin patagalin. I would like to introduce my guest for today. It's Ate Monette. Hi!
Hi. Hello everybody. Ayan, thank you Maki for having me today. And I'm so excited to talk about the life of an OFW na kagaya ko, na struggling to work abroad while yung family namin is nasa nasa Pilipinas. So mapag-uusapan natin yung mga malungkot at masasayang bagay na kabilang sa buhay ng isang OFW.
Nice. Sa Pilipinas, saan kang province?
I'm from Pangasinan. Dagupan City, Bangus, capital of the Philippines.
How many kids?
I have 2 na 23 and 21 years old.
Okay, so what age ka unang-unang umalis ng Pilipinas?
I left in 2009. So I think I was 34 something, 34 years old.
At that time, ilang taon yung anak niya?
Maliliit pa sila, so it was very heartbreaking. May yung panganay ko, she was 7, and then yung son ko, yung second child, was only 5 when I left. So it was really heartbreaking na parang the thought was that I was abroad taking care of, because I was first a nanny back in Hong Kong. So I took care of 2 children, and it was like very hard to think na there I was taking care of someone else's kids, but my kids hindi ko man sila maalagaan. It was heartbreaking, pero like kagaya ng mga palaging sinasabi ng mga OFW, we do it for the family.
Yes.
We do the sacrifice kasi gusto natin silang bigyan ng magandang future. So we have to take that leap of faith na sakripisyo mo na iwan sila para mabigyan sila ng magandang buhay.
So naiwan yung mga bata?
Naiwan sila sa
parents mo?
Sa part sa side ng family ko at the time. Pero ano naman sila kasi parang side ng family ng father nila, and then sa side ng family ko parang
magkalapit lang.
Flexible naman.
Magkalapit lang yung bahay?
Hindi naman, pero parang ano lang.
Same province?
Same province.
Okay, so that's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wala namang problema. Like, ang madalas kong sabihin, yung mga anak ko, hindi ako katulad ng mga ibang OFW na nagkaroon ng problema sa mga anak kahit matagal na akong malayo sa kanila. Parang yung support system ko, like sa family ko na nag-take care sa kanila, napalaki sila ng maayos, and I am very thankful about that.
Pero that time, ano ang point of communication nyo kasi hindi naman uso ang Facebook?
Yahoo pa nun.
Yahoo?
Yes.
Yahoo Messenger?
Yes, may Yahoo Messenger noon. Pwede kang mag-video. And then at that time, syempre wala akong computer, wala akong ano. So, sa Hong Kong, meron yung mga talagang mapupuntahan mo na computer shops. So, doon. Tapos yung mga anak ko rin, sasamahan ng tatay nila noon. Or ng pamangkin ko,
computer shop din.
magko-computer din. So, sabihin ko, pupunta akong day off ko ngayon. Mag-online ako, mag-online kayo. So, that's how we communicated.
Like, every weekend?
Yes, kasi actually naman, sa Hong Kong kasi once a week lang ang day off. Minsan wala pa. So, ano naman, pero whenever I have time, nakakapag-ano naman kami palagi. Nakakapag-online naman sila pag ine-request ko. So, ganun.
Good.
Kaya nga maganda yung kahit paano yung advent of social media, hindi mahirap na malayo Wala lang yung tangible experience, like you cannot hug them, you cannot touch them, but you can see them, you can talk to them anytime you want.
It makes a big difference.
Yeah, and like before, yung sister ko noon when she was in abroad sa Taiwan, nagvo-voice tape pa kami para lang makapag di ba? And snail mail, voice tape.
But even voice tape, papadala yung tape sa Pilipinas?
Yes. Sa
Oh my
Taiwan,
God.
papadala
Yeah.
namin sa Taiwan, tapos siya rin, magre-record din siya, papadala din sa Pilipinas. Aantayin mo pa yun.
God.
Pagdating noon, yung balita niya, panis na. Yung balita namin, panis na.
Ngayon.
So, pero ngayon, at least ngayon, ano na tayo, advance na
Yeah,
tayo.
nice.
So, hindi lang natin sila nakakasama, pero parang
Okay.
ganun pa rin. Okay na
good.
rin.
That's good. So, gaano ka kadalas umuwi ng Pilipinas that time? Yung
When
nasa
I
Hong
was
Kong
in
ka?
Hong Kong, kasi sinasagot ng employer ang pamasahe.
Wow.
So,
Business class.
every year, hindi naman, how I wish.
Diba?
Every year, although dapat once in 2 years lang ang uwi. Kasi yun lang ang sasagutin ng amo, yung in 2 years. Pero since medyo cheap naman ang ticket back then, so meron kami agreement na I wanna go home every year, then I can pay for my ticket, half of my ticket dun sa isa, and then full dun sa isa sila.
That's
So,
nice.
napakabait kasi nung
employer.
mga employers.
So, for the same, for the 8 years, same employer?
Hindi, I had 2.
Okay.
I had 2, pero both were like, I was treated like family.
Okay.
Yung isa yun sa mga gusto kong i-discuss. Like, ako yung I am a living testament to this, na, hindi lahat ng nag-OFW, like, you know, we hear a lot about like being
Bad
abused,
stories, yeah.
maltreatment, and worse is
Right.
they die. They're getting killed by their employers.
Oh my God.
So, ako yung buhay na patuloy na masasabi kung hindi lahat ng OFW ay nakakaranas ng ganon. Kasi I was very, very fortunate to have very good employers back in Hong Kong.
Both employers.
Both employers. There was one, hindi naging maganda yung ko sa kanila. Hindi ko na yun kinakount kasi I was only at their
Few.
house for like a month.
Okay, maiksi.
And I had to leave kasi parang ang thought ko noon, kung hindi ako ang madidisgrasya, ako ang makakadisgrasya.
Oh God.
Kasi parang hindi ko na sila kayang sakyan yung,
Okay.
they were really, very
Okay.
bad, people.
So, hindi lahat matapang gumawa ng ganun decision like you. Kasi yung iba parang feeling ko na i-stuck and hindi malakas ang loob para maghanap.
Yun yung isa rin na parang gusto kong sabihin na, kasi like in Hong Kong, yan marami kasing natatakot. Like if you can't, if you don't stand up for what you believe is right, ganun ka.
Right.
Lagi kang takot. Lagi kang takot sa termination, scared ka na magpa-uwi.
Yeah, pero kasi yung iba
Ayaw
parang
mong
kinukuha yung
lumaban.
passport nila, 'di ba? Hinahawakan ng employer.
Oo,
Parang
pero I mean, if you know your rights, I have an employer who did that to me.
but they're not supposed to, right?
They're not supposed to. She even wanted me to sign like a document na sila lang naman ang gumawa. Because no, I won't follow that. I have my contract,
Yeah.
and I would only sign something when it's from the immigration or something. You have
Right.
no right.
So automatically kapag hiningi ang passport mo, lumabas ka na.
Yes,
Get out.
umalis
Yeah,
ka.
yeah.
Like, no, you have no right.
Yeah.
Alam mo sila naman, sila, kapag alam nilang lumalaban ka,
They want okay.
hindi
They won't
sila
do anything.
they won't do anything. But pero yung pag alam nilang takot na takot ka, tuping-tupi ka, pag may
Yeah,
sinasabi sila sa'yo,
Kapit sa
aabusuhin
patalim.
nila yung
Yeah.
mo, parang,
Yeah.
I can do anything
Yes.
to this katulong. Parang ganun.
Pero sa Pilipinas, like, ano ang naging work mo before leaving?
Everything that I did back home, hindi ako nag-work as in. But like, the only work that I did back in college, kasi I was service crew sa fast food.
Okay.
Pero yung work after
Sa Pangasinan yan?
Oo,
Okay.
after ng nag-work ako, everything is home-based.
Okay.
Yeah, so everything is about writing.
Oh.
So I did thesis, I did research papers, term papers, dissertations, mga ganon.
Ano bang kinuha mong course?
Masscom.
Oh.
But initially, nag-enroll ako journalism because I wanted to be a journalist.
Okay.
Na yung maging journalist. Pero that time yun na yung inintroduce na nila yung multimedia.
Okay.
Doon na nag-start yung meron ng mga Facebook and everything and audio video. So parang mas interesting yon. So nag-shift ako ng Masscom.
Masscom.
So yung kinuha ko.
Bet ko yung Masscom before eh. Actually kasi nung yung from high school to college, wala akong background ko ng mga iba't ibang options. So ganaya ko lang ang parents ko, marketing. Pero marami akong mga gusto actually. Gusto kong maging teacher, gusto kong mag-architect, gusto kong mag-political science. May marami akong options na nag-apply ako ng mga courses. Pero if I go back, I think Masscom should be one of my list. Kasi communication is powerful.
I know, like, ako, it has always been, writing has always been something that I really
enjoy. It's like a passion.
I enjoyed, and
Kahit walang bayad, you'll do it.
Modesty aside, I did well.
Yes.
The writing, English, formal themes and everything, Filipino.
Mm-hmm.
Basta everything about writing.
So you still do it?
I still do it.
As your craft?
Yeah. Pag minsan, walang ginagawa. When I came to Canada, before I came to Canada, back in Hong Kong, I was working as a nanny full-time, daytime. Pero I was also working as a copy editor for an online news magazine at that time. So,
sa
maganda yung pay. Yeah, maganda yung pay. Like, per article, binabayaran ka.
For a Filipino...
Yes.
Okay.
Yung namin, boss namin, he's Filipino but he's from the US.
Okay.
So, nag-set up siya ng website.
Okay.
Then, naging isa ako sa mga writers. And then, na-promote ako sa copy editor.
Nice.
Yeah, but then, when I came to Canada, wala na akong oras. Siyempre, iba na yung oras dito.
Yes.
So, I had to give up the job and then focus na lang sa work ko dito.
So, Hong Kong to Canada, what was the motivation? Bakit?
Siyempre, like everybody else, greener pasture.
Okay.
And then, siyempre, sa Hong Kong, babad kami dun eh. We worked there was a time I worked from 7 a.m. to 1 a.m.
Dahil all around. Hindi lang bata ang alaga
Hindi. Because they want to yung gusto nila sulitin yung binabayad nila sa'yo, buong sentimo.
So what do you do those hours? Ano bang gagawin mo?
Maglinis lang na maglinis. Tapos
Just ka ba, natutod na yung mga pintura ng pader?
At that time, parang I was taking care of, no! Parang nga lang yung isa, parang sinlaki nga lang ng kwarto ko eh. Ganun lang talaga sila. They like you to
clean.
Alam mo na, mga sila eh. Clean
super
freaks.
Clean talaga? Oh.
Yeah, they're clean freaks.
Talaga ba?
So yeah, especially kapag Chinese New Year.
Okay.
Yun eh, parang gusto kong kumanta ng doors, ceilings, floors, kasi lahat sinescrub mo. Scrub niya.
Kasi kailangan malinis para swerte.
Yes, oo. Ganun sila.
New Year's Chinese or the New Year na January 1?
Chinese New Year.
Okay.
Chinese New Year. And then, yun yung, ang laki ng difference. So, when I came here, iba. Parang, ako na, ang galing dito. Dalawa yung day off namin. Tapos, 8 hours lang kami. Anything after 8 hours is paid.
Okay.
Sa Hong Kong, hindi.
Okay. So, what was your experience here now for 8 years na?
Yes, almost 8 years.
Okay. So, how would you differentiate the
Siyempre, ang laki-laki talaga ng difference. Back in Hong Kong, I was still struggling financially kasi maliit lang naman pasahod doon. And then may mga bata, may family na sinusupport. Nung nakarating ako dito, mas maganda yung oras ng trabaho. Mas maganda yung pay.
Live-in or?
Live-in.
Okay.
So, and until now, live-in pa rin ako kasi ayaw din akong i-release ayaw nila akong i-let go. They like me.
That's good. That's good.
And,
ilan yung bata?
Dalawa silang anak, pero 15 years old na yung panganay. So, I'm only taking care of the little girl who is 10 years old. And then, parang yun, maraming nagsasabi, ba't hindi daw ako umalis?
Yeah.
I don't have any family here. So, mag-isa lang ako rito. I have one cousin, pero very busy din sa buhay niya. Hindi kami masyado nagkakasama. So, parang, ba't ako lalabas?
Yes.
Magbabayad ako sa labas ng, I would spend $800 to $1,000 to live outside.
Right.
Andun ako sa amo ko. Free food, free accommodation.
Free
so,
Wi-Fi.
Free everything. Wala akong iniisip.
That's good.
So, parang, tinitake ko yung opportunity na while my kids are still not here with me.
Yes. Ilan taon ang kids mo?
23 and 21.
And still in school?
Yes, kasi parang yun eh. It's a requirement. Meron kasi kami application to bring them
and
here.
They have to be in school.
Yes, they have to be in school. So, kahit na ganun na yung ages thank you so much. So, yun. Yun lang talaga yung pinagpapray ko na sana dumating na sila, makasama ko na sila dito, para maging happy na yung buhay na.
Yeah. It's a dream. It takes a while, pero
I know, it's taking a little while. It's taking forever. Pero, I always say, the Lord has plans for me. Jeremiah 29:11, na hindi niya ako dinala dito, dinala niya ako dito because may purpose siya.
That's the reason, yes.
So, yun lang yung ano ko na, pray lang. I'm not getting frustrated. I'm
Yes.
not, in
Patience
God's,
is a virtue.
yeah, in God's sweet time,
Yeah.
bibigay niya yung kasi, na yun na gawa na yung future ko na plan na niya yun. So, siya yung higit na nakakaalam. So, ako yung
Right.
nag-iintay lang naman.
Good.
Yeah.
What do you like about your experiences? Or as
In
an
Canada?
OFW? No, as in general, like.
Natuto akong lumaban sa buhay.
Okay, I like that.
Like, actually, I'm the youngest in the brood of 6. Anim
Okay.
kayong magkakapatid. Pero ako yung may pinakamalakas ang loob. Like,
Okay.
ako talaga yung sumusugod sa kahit na anong laban. And parang ako rin lang yung panganay din. Ang laki-laki ng age gap ko sa mga kapatid ko. I'm very young. Sila pa 60s, 50s na sila. So, parang
Okay, my rights.
ako yung mas panganay pa sa kanila. Tapos yun, natuto akong lumaban sa buhay, natuto akong maging matigas, natuto akong maging matapang. I'm still a softie at heart, pero like, I don't let yung mga nangyayari, negative things na yung confidence ko is mawala. I always like to show that I am strong. Like, even deep inside, minsan nakakaramdam tayo na malungkot tayo, but I still put that face up na, yes, I'm happy. Yeah. When I was in Hong Kong, ang day off namin isang araw lang. Pag nasa bus ako or nasa hindi ko alam kung alam mo, sa Hong Kong kasi nagkalat yung mga OFW sa park, sa kung saan-saan. And then, marami dyan makakasakay ka na umiiyak sa bus. Mga Pilipina. Oo, kasi
sa lungkot.
Sa lungkot siya yung mga problema nila sa Pilipinas, sa family nila.
Yeah.
And then, pag nakakasama nila ako, yung sasabihin na, pwede bang, yung iuwi mo na lang ako. Gusto kong sumama sa'yo. Kasi parang yung isang araw na, tapos makikita lang napakamasayahin ko. Kasi ako, ang thought ko, 6 na araw pagod na ako. 6 na araw malungkot na ako. Isang araw lang yung binigay sa akin para maging masaya. Bakit man palulungkutin ko yung sarili ko, di ba? And then, yung book, it came about because of that. Like, I have a book nga na nasa Amazon. It came about because I meet these people na, tapos magkikwento, magko-confide sila kasi nga wala naman sila ibang masabihan. At just, gusto mo sulat ko yung story mo, tago ng kung ayaw mong banggitin yung pangalan mo, okay lang, tago natin sa pangalang ganito ganyan. So yung book ko, it's like most of stories doon, true stories sila na ng mga nakasalamuha ko sa Hong Kong.
I like that.
Na nagkwento ng mga buhay nila sa
In Tagalog or in English?
Some are in
Mix.
English,
Okay.
some are in Tagalog.
Okay.
Tapos yun, I was just like, nagsulat lang ako ng vlog pa noon, sa Facebook. Then, a publisher from New York found my writings.
Wow.
And then, inanap niya ako, contacted me. And then, you say, gusto mo bang i-compile yung stories mo and we'll turn it into a book. So that's how it came about. Nagkaroon ako ng book. Although, I don't earn anything from it. Kasi, yung royalty, whatever I earn from it, it's too small.
Right.
And then the publisher is, nag-set up sila ng parang foundation sa Philippines. It's called
nice.
Piglet Foundation.
Okay.
Wherein, nag-aalaga sila ng mga piglet.
Okay.
To give to, the people who needs livelihood.
It's like agriculture.
Yes,
Nice.
binibigyan sila ng piglet na para buhayin.
Saan probinsya yan?
Sa Philippines din.
Saan probinsya?
Nakalimutan ko na. Pero something like sa Visayas or something like kasi I think Ilonggo si Mr. Elises. So, doon na pupunta yung So, hindi ko na inaano kasi hindi naman ako bestseller like J.K. Rowling or whatever. So, kung merong sales ng 5 or sabi ng at most 5 yung books. O yung $10 makakatulong na rin yun kasi something like that. But when it first came out, I sold like 1,000 copies.
1,000 copies?
Yes,
Wow.
1,000 copies. Pero I don't know kung
What year
nasundan
yun?
pa yun. That was in 2011-12.
Okay.
Tapos ang sabi naman ng publisher, from time to time, may mga bumibili naman. So, yun, I'm planning to I'm planning to reintroduce the book. Changing some stuff and maybe adding more articles, and hopefully kapag ready na siya, i-reintroduce ko ulit.
Okay.
But I'm also like writing new stuff for a second book. So
nice.
Hopefully matapos ko na rin siya within this year.
That's nice. That's
para
nice.
This time it's naman like motivational, inspirational naman yung peg niya. So hopefully matapos
inspirational
ko.
And motivational.
Yes.
What inspires you the most?
Well, my kids.
Kids.
Yeah, it's like sila yung life story ko.
Okay.
When you see them, you'll know that they're my life story.
Okay.
Everything everything I am doing, everything that I am, I wanted to achieve is for them.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's your message for people who wants to work abroad?
Huwag kayong matakot. Pag alam niyo, if you know your rights, you can always exercise your rights. Yun ang maganda dito sa Canada. Because even the employers know that we have rights.
Right.
Na alam nila na pwede naming gamitin yung rights na yun. Kasi sa Hong Kong, they know we have rights, pero they are very, like, they think
they can control you.
they can control you. They look down on you na parang, nga, sabi ko nga, kung hindi mo ipapakita ang kaya mo, ganun ka na lang.
Right.
Pero pag ipapakita mo na na you can stand up for your rights, hindi ka nila gagalawin.
Do you experience like discrimination?
Of course, I do a lot.
Ano yung pinaka masakit na experience of discrimination? Either here or in Hong Kong.
So in Hong Kong, they think they're above you. Like kapag katulong ka, tingin nila ang bababa mong tao. It doesn't matter kahit na alam nilang may tinapos ka, katulong ka lang. So they don't treat you so well.
Yeah.
But here, wala pa naman akong nai-experience na discrimination except for the fact that when I was new here, so kapag, syempre pupunta ako sa mga shop, ganun, sa bangko, ang laging sa akin is, how long have you been in Canada? I'm new, like 3 months. Really? Where did you learn to speak English like that? So yun yung minsan kinaiinisan ko. Especially when I say that, what's your job?
Right.
I'm a nanny.
Right.
No, you're not a nanny.
Because your English is so good.
Because your English is so good.
Right.
And I am so like pissed by that. Kasi parang, why? Sabi ko, pag nanny ka ba, you don't have the right to speak fluent? Yeah, na. Hindi ba pwedeng you can't be smart because you're a nanny. It's like, it's always like that. I get that a lot. Especially yung, ewan ko kung napanood mo yung, yung accent, missing accent.
No.
Merong video na ganun na lumalabas. Dito rin yun sa Canada ginawa.
Okay.
It's so funny because I get that a lot. You don't have an accent.
Right.
Yung parang ganun. So, what do you mean? So, if I'm a nanny, I cannot be good in English.
Right.
I cannot be good at writing.
Right.
I cannot be good in anything.
Right.
No, you're wrong. Sabi ko, no. Sabi ko ganun. We are like, you don't know us. You cannot judge us just by saying na we are nannies and we cannot speak English properly. That's not right.
Yeah.
So that really pisses me off.
Yeah. Ouch.
Hindi ko. Naiinis talaga ako pag gano'n. Yung pag-away, yung pagtalo ako. Parang kaya akong i-prove na, hindi lahat ng Pilipino, porque nani kami, hindi kami pwedeng mag-umingles. Hindi kami pwedeng mag-umingles. Hindi kami pwedeng maipakita na rin kami, intelligent din kami. Siyempre, intelligent tayo. Pilipino tayo
Exactly. Tsaka yung naman para sa akin yung choice of work or kahit anong ginagawa mo, it's not the definition of who you are.
Yes, of course.
Like, your work is a mode for you to make money.
Right.
But outside of work, you are who you are.
Of
like
course.
what you do, you have your own passion in writing. You know, kasi minsan ako nung bata ako, iniisip ko, like, most likely, how you spend your time defines who you are. So you have to be careful of what job do you do. Pero hindi lahat, majority actually, in fact, na hindi din lahat nakukuha nila yung passion nila into work.
Yes.
So we do our
yan.
passion outside of work. You know, ako, I mean, I've been working sa insurance, pero hindi naman talaga yun yung passion ko. Like, maybe this is my passion, like talking to people or doing this video podcast.
Yeah.
We're not making money out of this, pero it doesn't fill our pocket, but it fills up our heart.
Right. Tama ka dyan. Like me. Bakit passion ko ba yung maglinis ng bahay?
Exactly.
Mahilig ako magkuskus ng inodoro. Siyempre, hindi ko passion yun. Pero ginagawa ko yun because I have to.
Right.
And it's what I'm being paid for.
Right. And we are grateful for that.
Yeah, I am very grateful. Hindi ko minamalit. I'm always proud that I am katulong.
Yes.
I have always been proud na hindi ko ikinahiya kailanman na nagkukuskus ako ng kubeta.
Yeah.
It puts food on our table.
Yes.
It made me send my kids to school.
Yes.
It makes me help my family financially and medically because I have family na merong mga medical condition and somehow I do what I can in my own small way. Hindi ko lahat sinasabing nanggagaling sa akin, but in my own small way, I try to help every time. So, I'm very proud of what I do. I'm very proud of my job. Kaya nga parang nagugulat sila like when pagsasabihin ko ng katulong yung trabaho ko, but
huwag mong ilalang.
Hindi. Pag sinasabi kong katulong ako, nanny ako or cleaner ako. Kasi minsan may nagtatanong, anong part-time mo? Cleaner. Nag-clean ako ng bahay.
Honestly, I love to clean. If I could make that, matumbasa, make money. I like to do, actually, na-board na ako sa desktop job Gusto ko na trades Pero I have a back problem na so I can lift heavy stuff. Ngayon, na-stuck ako sa desktop job. Kahit boring na boring. Laban lang.
Ganun talaga.
It keeps, actually, cleaning keeps you healthy and young because you keep moving.
I know, right?
Diba? Okay, medyo madilim na. Medyo madilim na din tayo nakapag haba ng kwento, pero for sure meron pang part 2 ito.
May part 2
I like this conversation kasi you have a lot of experience and marami kang gustong sabihin.
I could go on and on, like
feeling ko marami tayong topic.
There's so much that I wanna talk about, but we can do this some other time.
If I'm gonna ask you one topic for next time, what is gonna be?
Ano ba? So, syempre, hindi na about sa OF.
No, iba naman.
Usapan natin. Siguro yung social media.
I like that. The power and influence and impact of social media.
And disadvantages ng social media.
I like that.
So, it would be like a very, very good topic.
Very relatable.
I know. Like,
and how
especially now.
And how it impacts the kids nowadays. And not only the kids, everyone actually.
Everyone. Like,
diba?
Everyone is glued to their phones. Also, like, sabi ko nga, natatawa ko minsan yung Hotel California. We're prisoners here of our own device.
Exactly.
So this is our device, and we're prisoners of our own device. So,
and this is what I'm doing right now, is like taking advantage of it, pero in a more meaningful way.
I know. Like, yun nga, maganda. Social media is good.
Yes.
Kung alam mong gamitin. If you're a responsible user,
yes,
social media is a good platform to be used para mag-educate ng tao, mag-motivate, mag-inspire. Okay. But somehow, it's very sad that a lot of social media users, the so-called social media influencers, na influencers pa silang naturingan, but they don't really use it in a good way.
Okay.
Because they're only after clout, money, and everything.
Exactly.
So,
let's save that for our next episode.
Yes.
Okay. Last, what do you call that? Last message that I want to say? Last thing to say before we end the show?
Life is good.
Okay.
And always pray.
Okay.
Like in everything, kapag kayo ay nakakaramdam ng lungkot and you have no one to talk to, just pray. Don't stop praying because only the Lord is always there for us. And I'm very thankful na I have this opportunity and meron tong platform na to na makapag-share din ako ng mga thoughts ko somehow. I really like it. Like, I know it's episode 9 because I watch all the episodes.
Maraming salamat.
I'm so interested in this kasi it's something that I also like to do, but I just don't have the
if
time.
you do a podcast video, 100%, I want to be a guest too.
Yes, of course! Baka ikaw pa yung una.
Let's do it.
Yes, and I'm happy that I met
Yeah.
you dito
I'm very
sa
happy
Karaoke
too.
Music
Yeah.
Lounge na I'm very happy na ang dami kong na-meet na new
Yeah.
friends dito. And yeah.
So grateful for this episode. So grateful for sharing your thoughts. Nakapag-message ka sa akin ng mga suggestion. I'm very open to hear something from people. And you are one of the first people who approached me and so excited to do this together.
Yes,
And
I'm really excited.
I wish you very well. We'll pray for your kids' visa application. Hopefully you can
Thank
be
you.
together
Thank you
so
so
soon.
much.
And maraming salamat.
You're welcome. And salamat din, diba? 15 minutes of fame.
More than 15 minutes. It's like
Oh, yeah.
30
It's 30
minutes now. Yes. So guys, thank you so much. Alam ko medyo madilim na. Next time, daytime talaga ang gusto natin gawin. Pero we enjoy what we have and we make the most out of what we have right now. So much. Thank you so much. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, and share. You can also follow me on my social media kahit iba-iba. We're gonna try to make it fun and also meaningful. Sa TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Thank you so much, guys. I will see you in my next episode. Sending you some love, joy, and peace.
Thank you.
Peace.
Thank you so much.
Bye.